Video number 13. 10 don'ts you have to avoid for successful webinars. Do not use titles that are in fashion. There is nothing more disappointing than to be expecting an 18-karat ring with diamonds and only getting a 10-karat ring with no diamonds. Do not use buzzwords just because they are popular in search engines and social networks today. People want to get what they came for. If the title is not an accurate description of your presentation, your audience will be disappointed and you won't be able to achieve your objective. It is crucial to keep your audience focused on the content that will be delivered. Do not talk in circles. There is nothing more frustrating for an audience than to listen to a lengthy presentation that becomes cyclical and doesn't go anywhere. For example, we have long-term goals of achieving our objectives, and we have put in place strategies that will help us reach them in a short term. This type of redundancy does not provide any tangible information that is useful to your audience. Unfortunately, this is often the kind of meaningless jargon used in many webinars. Do not let yours be one of them. Do not exaggerate success. Do not make the mistake of saying that you caught a Siberian tiger when you actually caught a house cat. Bending the truth makes a good pitch, but when your audience is researching your story and finds no facts to back it up, your credibility goes out the window. It is easy for your viewers to open a new tab in their browser and Google your story. The best option is to stick to the truth. That way you are not wasting anyone's time and are, in fact, gaining credibility. Do not leave the public out of the conversation. A webinar possesses great attributes. One of them is having real-time interaction with your audience. You have taken enough time to organize everything. Any needed testing has been done, and all the logistics are completed. Please do not make the mistake of ignoring your audience. Always keep in mind that your audience will ask questions. It would be unprofessional not to answer them. Providing pleasant feedback would represent a good strategy for the development of your webinars. Avoid slides that are only displayed for a few seconds. Occasionally, some slides may be needed in a presentation for only a few seconds. Unfortunately, if there is a slight delay between the clicking on the slide and the audience getting to see it, some attendees will only see that slide for a microsecond. Avoid creating a slideshow that depends on precise timing between the slides and your speaking. Try to engage all of your audience's attention and make sure that the material itself can be understood. All this can be accomplished by rehearsing your presentation thoroughly. Never remain silent without letting the public know. It is reasonable that the dynamics of a presentation may absorb you at certain moments because you're interacting a lot with your audience. However, do not let this affect the optimal development of your presentation. When it is time to pause, for instance when the audience needs to read a slide, for you to take a drink of water, or for any other reason, let your audience know, so you can keep their attention and let them know your connection is not lost. Never forget that you have an audience. The most common mistake is to overload the webinar slides with text and bullet points. When teaching your viewers, you should tell a story. The best way to do that is by making use of images. A good example of this would be a picture book with short text. Use text as a complement to the photos and to highlight key points. A golden rule is to not read the presentation slides. Talk to the audience, not at them. Do not make the mistake of forgetting that you have an audience and do your best to charm them with your presentation. Do not have only one single plan of action. You are tied to the use of technology. It could fail for various reasons, so never have one single plan of action. You could lose all of your programming and effort. With the help of your team, make a backup of your slides on another computer in case something goes wrong. Send your PowerPoint slides to your assistant the night previous to the webinar. Another alternative is to have additional equipment ready to go in case something goes wrong with your own computer. In short, always have a plan B. Do not design boring consoles. When you ask your audience to watch a still picture for an hour, it has to be attractive, pleasing, interactive, and refreshing. Make your presentation develop in a relaxing way. It will stop the public from getting tired of sitting during a long wait. Customize your webinar console to present your brand and your corporate colors. Look for platforms that offer this type of customizing tools. Do not skimp on providing a quality product. Do not make the mistake of creating boring presentations. Do not tell a story only with words. There is a huge difference between a face-to-face presentation and a webinar. In a presentation, the audience can see you. If there are no visuals, they will focus their attention on you. In a webinar, if you have the same visual for too much time or have no visuals at all, their visual attention will definitely wander. Keep things visually moving. Make slides with some animation, and make sure you have enough of them, because it helps keep the audience's focus on your presentation. Any story, no matter how simple it is always more pleasant to hear if it is accompanied by a visual aid.